I want to do a short video about using the kit and specifically using the add-ons. So I'm gonna try and create like a neutral situation to show you exactly how it works. So if you find the Obra shadcn UI kit, and if you duplicate it, so I'm also gonna duplicate it on my end, you can start working on your own kind of design system, right? And in this duplicate, I'm just gonna pretend that I am a totally different brand. I'm gonna remove this thumbnail page. I'm gonna not care about like all the documentation, and I'm just gonna get started, right? Like this is what you are actually supposed to do. Like you take this base kit and then you make it your own. So I don't know, let's invent some kind of brand. I'm not very original today, but we are brand X, and we call it like component library, because essentially it's not a design system, it's a component library. So how would you go about customizing this kit? What you can do is like delete all the colors that are actually not used in the kit. Like this is something that you could do. Like just for reference, we are only using one kind of blue. We are using all the neutral colors, and we are using 5 of the reds. Now you might choose that you want to like work within the tailwind palette and that you want to like have this around, but I don't really believe in that, right? So I want to do it custom. Brand X is the coolest brand, so we want to be custom. So for red, this seems like an error. Like why? I don't know. Those values are actually different. So FFE2E2 is used, but the F2 is not used, the 50. We have the FC A505 that's used, but not the FECACA. I should have really kept my numbers around, but this one is in use, this one is not, and this one is not. So those can be removed. We have the DC, we have the EF, we have the FC. Okay, so these are my colors that I'm actually using, right? Neutral, red, blue. I'm just gonna like go and design things, and we will see where we end up. So I want my own cover. I'll put the cover again. I'll put 1920 by 1080, and let's put brand X. I should really come up with a better brand, but we are putting brand X here. We should maybe determine like a font for our brand. So here we have Geist, but maybe we want to use some like cooler font. Let's look in the fonts of Figma, and let's choose, I don't know, IBM Plex. Okay, so let's say brand X uses like IBM Plex Mono. Actually, the regular IBM Plex Sans, like that's more of a realistic choice. So we have this kind of brand, and let's say that mostly our brand is like teal-ish, and it's a white color, and we're gonna call it like design system. Okay, design system. Maybe make that regular. Maybe here we use 120. Like this is the cover, right? So it's just proportional. It doesn't really matter if we are using like cool type values here. Like this is just for show. But let's go on and customize the system to brand X. So the first thing we might see is that the blue, the shade of the blue, doesn't match this shade of the blue. So we could start and match the shade of the blue. Like I'm gonna look at it, I'm just gonna match it. So we kind of have like the same shade of blue going on. And then I see that I need this new value, and that's kind of like sitting somewhere in the 700 range. So I'm gonna call it 700. And I'm also gonna find like a blue that matches this red. So let's see, like we have more like this kind of red going on. So now we need to change the reds around, right? So let's match up the reds. This seems sort of equal. So if it's this color, we should change the darkest red to this color. And now we're also gonna do like the other versions, right? So we do 600. So this is not very scientific. You would probably do it a little bit differently if I had more time, but I'm just gonna like act like I'm doing this very fast just to show you like how it would probably be done, like fast forward in like a real design project. So I'm gonna match the hexes here just so that our documentation is fixed. And I'm gonna put that here and this here. And I'm gonna attach that correctly, right? So we have red 600, 500, we have 300 and 100. So just in a few minutes, we have customized our system already a little bit. And you will see that this has an effect on the badge and on the labels. And maybe we want to make our primary buttons, we want to make them have the primary color. So let's use blue 700 on this badge. And then here, I'm also going to do like the very cool like color selection tool, and I'm going to do blue 700. So it's just going to add that to everything except this hover and active. So on the hover and active, maybe we want to use the blue 500, like just to make it a bit brighter. And we are already actually accidentally, we also changed this color, but that's not too bad. I mean, that looks okay to me. So we have actually put like a big part of our design system already on brand. Like everything is following that tone of the new red that we have. And if I look for the actual one single instance of blue, it's also already branded. So I purposefully left out the theme layer from shadcn. So we just have these raw colors. I think it just makes it very easy to customize things to your needs. So for example, here, I wouldn't say this is like fully branded because we don't have the typography yet, but we are on our way, right? We have the brand color as the login, and we can start customizing more. So we said we would do IBM Plex, right? So IBM Plex Sans, nice. For the H2 as well, IBM Plex Sans. H3, like this is getting a little bit repetitive, but there is a reason why we did it this way. We did not use, here we can actually use the IBM Plex Mono, right? Because we're on the IBM Plex family. So this can look like a little bit annoying. Like, why do I have to do this? Like so many times. You can actually use a plugin for it, but I'll just point out that we're doing this manually because you think it's gonna save you time by putting it in a variable, but actually it will not save you time because it creates a whole lot of other problems, mostly around variable fonts, but also around like not being able to fully choose the font that you want. So at this point, we already have everything in our brand font, right? So we're what, like 5 minutes in? So everything is in the brand font, and the colors are actually matched to our brand. The destructive mode is matched to our brand. So that is very, very powerful. So we have the cover here, which I should actually put here. That was just as a color reference. And let's design like an actual UI now, and let's see what happens and where we can like improve. So we have our V0 dev here, and I was working on this kind of mapper app, right? So let's take a screenshot and let's start designing within our brand X system. So we have mapper, right? And we have, let's say, H2 or heading 4, because that's kind of the font matching here. We have explore Mexico City and surroundings, but I actually already changed my mind and I want it to be about restaurants. So let's make this medium and let's say like find the best taco spots in Mexico City. And here, let's obviously then call it taco mapper. So yeah, we have that, and we have an icon button here. So let's drop in an icon button. But when we drop in the icon button, we will have a little problem because we don't have the right icons. And if we look at the reference, like what's being loaded, which is at this point 34 icons. So now you have a choice. You either load like all the icons from blue side, or you can still customize this to your own icon set. So I think we will go for Lucide in this case. So I'm taking all these icons from Lucide, and this is gonna put some strain on my computer. But I will go to my brand X file. I will, and this is a bit of a move, right? Drop in like all the files, and if you're careful, you will see that they are instances. So you need to detach them and also reattach them. So you have to do this kind of weird move where basically you create the components within this file. And be conscious about it, because now you're creating a lot of components. But I'm doing this because I like the freedom of, let's say, wireframing a little bit with all the icons. And in this case, we want this to be outlined buttons, and we want the outlined buttons to have a zoom in icon. We want a zoom out icon, and we want a refresh icon. So I actually don't want any of this, but this one, like rotate CW, or actually rotate counterclockwise. So it's gonna call rotate CW, CCW, that's it. And then I wanna have this badge that says zoom 100%. So let's also grab the badge, which is blue, and which should actually be outline as well. And I'm not sure if we did the badges correctly, because this badge is like, it looks a little bit different, right? So we have to check that against shadcn. But we have our outline badge here. And let's say that if we want to make a layout, I drop this in an auto layout, I drop this in an auto layout. I basically create a frame. And within that frame, I'm gonna, like, let's say, also put an auto layout, but instead of auto layouting this, I'm gonna put it like absolutely positioned in the corners. Like here, I'm gonna use the absolute position and then just drop it in the two corners with constraints, so that when you move this around, that they stay in the same corners, right? Here, I'm gonna put like 24, and I'm gonna make this white. And we're like, the base of our taco mapper is gonna form, right? I'm gonna put this like, call this like container. I'm gonna remove all this layout, and here I'm gonna fill it. So we're getting to a taco map, but we are not there yet. But the next steps are another video. That's gonna be in another video.